Hey, everybody. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's hope that 2020 is going to be a better year than 2019. Anyhow, I don't know about you. I'm so tired of this impeachment stuff. Clinton got impeached for a blowjob, and Trump is avoiding impeachment with a hose job. I don't know. We just don't take him out in the backyard and shoot him like a lame donkey that he is. I heard that Trump and Melania want to introduce role playing in their sex life. Trump's going to play the president and Melania's going to play the American economy because Trump likes to fuck with that every day. I heard Trump's going to open up a new restaurant. Yeah, he's going to combine both of his passions, golf and chasing women. He's going to call it a hole-in-one. Santa and Trump have a lot in common, don't they? They both like a lot of hoes in their diction. Trump's not a big fan of black people, though. He really doesn't like Aretha Franklin. She sings about respect, and he doesn't know how to spell it. He is, however, good friends with Ali G. They both have Restepa for each other. But I got to thank Trump for giving me a new appreciation for colors, especially orange and yellow. Every time I see him on the screen, I vomit a little. There's this new school in Ontario. It wants to change its name. It was called McCriminal. Was McFelon, McAccessory to the crime, McConvict already taken? Where's a fucking McPoliceman when you need one? I don't like dating. I know you guys use Tinder and Bumble. In my time, we just used a club. I wonder if Bill Cosby would be considered a criminal, or would he be an eco-responsible entrepreneurial businessman? His program would be save trees, use drugs. I used to have a Japanese girlfriend. Every time I lent her my car, she always went through money like it was water. I asked her, I said, babe, how come you spend so much money? And she goes, honey, new tires are so expensive. So I asked her if she wouldn't mind not drifting when she went grocery shopping. Anyhow, I had to leave her because she was really, really sensitive about racism. I remember we went downtown one day and this guy yelled out 2 Japa dogs. And I said, before I turned around, she'd already run over there and beat the shit out of him. I'm saying, honey, he's not talking about us. He's just putting in a food order. I used to date a native woman. I remember one time I came home and the house was full of smoke. And she had started a campfire in the living room. I said, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm talking to the neighbor. And I said, well, why don't you use the telephone? And she said, I am. Then her friend grabbed a piece of wood. And I said, what are you doing with that? She said, it's a conference call. I used to date this German model. She was so hot, like Claudia Schiffer hot or Heidi Klum hot. The thing about her was she was too pretty, She was so pretty that I developed a nervous tick around her, and I stopped talking. And I remember one day she said to me, look, I'm going to call some friends. And I said, well, what do you want to do that for? And she goes, because we have ways of making you talk. And I said, okay, settle down, Elsa, She-Wolf of the SS. Then she said, das ist nicht richtig. I think the loosely translated means I'm getting the firing squad. Loosely translated. She said, I have a Chinese girlfriend. She liked to talk dirty when we're having sex. We're making love, and she kept on saying, me so horny, me love you long time. So I stopped, right? And she goes, like, what? Why'd you stop? And I said, because you're saying these words. And she goes, I thought you liked me talking dirty. I said, you're not talking dirty. You're just reading my 2 Live Crew poster. Speaking of driving, wow, what an interesting segue. Don't you just hate it when people use the HOV lane and they're going slower than the other lanes? I mean, what do these people think HOV stands for? Hinder other vehicles? The other day I was driving and my heart started beating faster and faster, and my palms got all sweaty. And then I started getting really confused. It wasn't a medical emergency. My GPS had managed to take me to Richmond. Speaking of Richmond, do you know why Asians are so bad at parallel parking? Because they have no experience driving a big thing into a tight space. Now, I said they. I didn't say we, because I'm half Asian and the top half is Asian, if you know what I mean, ladies. I don't like these old drivers, I think there should be a time when we stop giving them licenses. Like, there should be a test. The test should be, if you leave your signal lights on for more than 1 minute, you got to surrender your license. I mean, Grandma, are you going to fucking turn or what? I'm not a big fan of these rainbow crosswalks either. I was at a rainbow crosswalk the other day. Jesus Christ, I sound like Elmo Fudd. A rainbow crosswalk the other day, and it started counting down, right? And before I got halfway across, it finished. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it said, listen, sister. I'm like, sister? I thought about running to the other side, but then I thought, if I got there, it'd probably bitch slap me, or I'd be forced to be the new contestant on the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. You heard about these self-driving cars? Yeah, they got all kinds. Apparently they have this one that can stop you from snoring. It throws a pillow at you. I got into a Japanese self-driving car and it headed straight towards a building. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then I remember I'd rented the Kamikaze model. I guess I should have known something was up when I started the engine and it said, Banzai! Well, my friend likes these self-driving cars. He says, but don't rent the British ones. I said, well, why not? He said, because they always drive on the wrong side of the street and they always stop for tea. Said, you can rent the Jewish ones. And I said, no, I don't want to rent a Jewish one. Even though I heard they can stop on a dime, I think they take too long to pick it up. And who needs another multicultural traffic jam? We used to have a friend, we haven't seen him for a long time. He rented a Russian self-driving car. Apparently they made his whole family disappear. All right, that's my show. Thanks very much for listening.